It's another exciting time on Heritage with yours sincerely, Oloije Oikokai. Today on Heritage, we'll be getting closer to our culture, giving you something educative, and this has to do with shoe. Yes, some of you feel like shoe. Yes, so we're talking about our shoe today. We want to know the history of shoe, how it's been made, and the reason why we as humans wear shoe. So you want to know more about shoes? You have to stay glued to your TV as we bring to you more educative things as far as shoemaking and shoes are concerned. Shoes are the foundation of every outfit. They allow a person to move safely on unforgiving surfaces, protect the foot from the elements, and add that final statement of panache. The oldest surviving shoes date back around 10,000 years. Sandals made of ropes were found in Oregon in the United States. The oldest leather shoe was found in a cave in Armenia and is about 5,500 years old. These simple shoes were made of a single piece of leather and were stitched with leather. We have a gentleman in our midst who is eager and wants to talk to us and educate us on everything that has to do with shoes and the reason why we put on shoes. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Ambassador Dikin Matthew.
Now, sir, we want to know, because everywhere we go to, right from when I was born, I haven't seen people wear shoe. Myself, I wear shoe. Even the child you just give birth to today, you find the mother, the parents putting on shoes for them. So I want to know, how come about shoe?
Wearing of shoe is as old as man. Even the first set of people that started wearing shoes are farmers. Going on making farms to their garden. They need something to put on to protect their foot from tongues and thistles and all of that. So the essence of wearing shoe is mainly to protect the foot from injury, from bruise and fracture and all of that. The way it used to be that shoes are made in those days, there are more sophisticated measures, tools, machines that you put in place to fast track the processing of shoes. You look at the kind of shoes we put on. The whole essence is that not just that is to protect your leg, you put on shoes that fit an occasion, that depicts your person and all of that. So not just to protect you now, to give you that class, that status that is befitting of your person. So all these are factors you put in place when you talk about shoemaking. Even from the cultural perspective, we're talking about heritage now. Yes. In those days, when there is a festival, a feast, there is a kind of a blend of correlation, culture, depending on the type or the ethnic group that the person belongs. So, looking at the program, all of that, people tend to put on shoes that will give them the look, the class, the association they belong. Coming to our age, people are bringing their branding, talking about branding now. In Europe, you talk, even in America, talk of Clarks, Versace, Christian Louboutin. But here in Nigeria, we talk about Mahio creativity, talking about shoemaking.
Archaeological evidence suggests that East Asians may have worn shoes 42,000 years ago, because skeletons studied in by anthropologists shows slimmer toe bones than most early humans whose walked barefoot. Since the evolution of shoes, shoemaking has undergone transformation in different areas such as standard, quality, equipment for service delivery, among others.
Shoes basically, they have to do with your wears. So when you say traditional shoes, you have to dive into the wears, or the clothes you put on has to match with the shoe you are wearing or you are putting on. That's why we have traditional shoes and different type of shoes. One here we have is a filing machine. It's used to make shoes. It has to do with anything that has to do with filing. You make use of this machine.
Now, shoemaking, is it a tedious work?
There's no work that is not tedious. It's not too tedious, and it's still not too easy. So let me not say it's very easy or it's very difficult. So there's no job that is not tedious. It's just your passion and your what you have passion for. If you have passion for something, then you don't get to look at it if it's tedious or not. You just do it with all joy.
What about the patronage? How is the patronage like?
Yeah, they patronize me per se probably because I'm a lady and I also do a good job. That's why the patronage is also there. So I have lots of patronage by God's grace. This one is a pressing machine. After you are done with making shoe, especially in cover shoe or your school shoe, then you just press. This one can help you to press it down instead of you using the locally made method of using your hand to press it. This one can enable you to press it so that it will save you the stress and the strength. This shoe is too tight, you can use the machine to expand it. So that's the major work of this machine. The expansion machine. That's what it's been called. This one is used to print name. Yeah, it's used to print name on the footwear. Before you finish it, you can just place a name to make it look classy.
It's something that I have passion for. I started shoemaking since 2013, and ever since have been doing the job. It's something that I have passion for because I was actually tired seeking for a job here and there. So I just thought of it, why not just start doing a job? So I thought of shoemaking. I go into it. Then by today, I am proud to be a shoemaker. So shoemaking has actually taken me far, all the way from even where I was given an award in 2017 by a renowned musician, P Square, and also the former president of Nigeria, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, also acknowledged my job ever since. So, and currently my company is also in partnership with Edo State government, trying to train the physically challenged persons and the deaf, as that is currently what we are doing here. So shoemaking is something that I have passion for. I believe that when since I already have the passion, so I want to also impart those knowledge to every other person.
Shoemaking is now an international business for both men and women, as it provides means of livelihood for those in the business.
I've learned so many things that create an enabling environment for young graduates and youth to be self-employed without looking for a government job, and it helps to reduce the issue of unemployment, and it helps to bring about competition in the leather manufacturing industry. It helps to boost the economy of the country, and it also teaches one to know the different kind of materials meant for different purposes and for different shoes. Like you have your synthetic material, you have your leather materials. Though they are leather material, but they are different kind of material. We have natural synthetic fiber and leather, and just the natural leather. But these materials, they are meant for different purposes. And I've also learned how to make sandals and easier on my own. And as well, if I'm able to know this successfully, I'll be able to teach others and impart knowledge. So I'm trying to use this medium to encourage other youth who are at home staying idle they should come and learn, and it will be of value to them, and it will help to reduce the problem of unemployment.
Since I come into this place, I made my first pan the second day. It's really a place where you can learn all kinds of things in just a matter of time. So anybody that is out there, youth that is idle, should come and learn how to make shoes. It's really trying in the aspect of materials, to know all kinds of materials that we are going to use in shoes. There's a difference between producing shoes and also knowing the materials that will suit all, that will be good enough for the kind of shoe you want to make. So that's what I've learned so far.
The reason why I enter now, the job wey my dad do before now, so I was born into the shoe line. So now just be the reason why I see myself dey do the shoe today. You know, the day hard to hire, depends on the design when you want make. So because shoe work no actually get customer, so now the design wey you want make dey determine who you go buy from. So because people when they sell the material dey many, so now your design wey you dey make dey determine who you go patronize. So now be the thing when they shoe work. Now ladies half cover they try make. If you watch this one now when I dey rub gum, now the top when I don't prepare with this.
Okay, na palm.
Na palm for a lady.
Okay.
So now this, as the design, so now be waiting what they try achieve.
The materials needed for making shoes are locally and internationally sourced, especially for making durable shoes.
Talking about shoemaking, the whole process, a brief analysis is, it starts from the pattern drafting. You get specification of what you want to make, then you identify it on the mold, talking about the composition of the different components. Then you detach, you take it to your material, you cut out, then fit it onto your mold. Then with the tongue in place, you have a loafers being constructed. Then from here, you take it to the sole. You know, with your adhesive, then you seal to the seal. You press. There you have shoes being produced like this, like the security boots. You know, the native shoe. Depending on your outfit, this is for ladies now. It's called wedge. As we produce for the university, the students, they have their name of the institution print on it. You know, that is how you see these shoes being made. In 2 days, we have introduction to leatherwork. For 2 days, people are able to do simple styles like this. You know, just simple outfits. You know the adhesive to apply. You get your shoes in place. It could be in different composition and material. You know, so on and so forth. There are specifications of designers, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and all of that. And that is why we are asking for an enabling environment by the government, corporate, individual, to give us that atmosphere where we can meet all these things. No more we'll be having brands in a brand from Western world and all of that. We can have the one made in Nigeria. They meet standards. I make sure that are taken from here to developed countries to sell. The difference is that it takes me a longer time to process them. But in a developed setting, structures, machinery, facilities are in place, you know, to fast track the production process. So if we have an enabling environment, even with what we have made so far, the national identity, the ambassadorial award gotten by from the Federal Republic of Nigeria to represent South-South, with more of this, we'll be able to take over the domestic market and take our product abroad, get foreign earnings, in the process balance the payment of the payment deficit we are having in our national income accounting. So that is why we are calling on everybody. Leatherwork, you know, Italy and some other big countries out there, they are making economic stay from it. So we can do as a diversification option in the Nigeria economy, not just depending on oil alone. We can tap into our natural resources. We have different material, the one from organic source, the one that are synthesized, and the fabric. Now this is from hide and skin now, you know, from the skin of an animal. You know, this one does not expire. It only wears with time. That is why you need to maintain it with polish. Then that is what we use in doing shoes like this. This is suede, this is fabric, this is fabric, shoes and bag, and all of that. This is fabric now. It comes in different materials, composition, that we have an array of them. Then this one is synthetic. This one will expire with time. The outer layer will skin off because of the potency of the chemical. Is becoming weak, and with time it will disintegrate, you know. So that is how it is. Then we have basic tools and machine. Now this is the like the popular tailoring machine. We do conversion on them so that they can pierce leather. Then there are specified ones like the one we have in the workshop that are mainly meant for shoemaking. This is bench grinder. It comes in different shape and size, used to brush the material, brace them so that they can receive adhesives. So that is why you have all of this here. And looking at the specification, talking about sanitation, now there is pandemic, perplexity of nations, talking about the coronavirus, the COVID-19. So we diversify into making liquid soap to fight and mitigate the spread of COVID-19. These are different tools for expansion. You know, they have a specification. You know, you twist them over and over, it will expand to open up the shoes and so on. So that is what we have talking about material composition. Talking about patronage, in the olden days, in the days of our father, it used to just to protect leg before they protect the foot when going to farm and all of that. But in these days, beyond the protecting of the foot, we now have a uniform school shoe for you to know the particular school that a pupil belong. You know, it explains the kind of sandals they wear. And even for security operatives, the military and all of that, there's a particular brand of shoe. Even for engineering, there's a particular brand of. So the patronage is becoming more than it used to be in the days of our forefathers. So, and there is an increasing demand. And not just because for protection now, people need durable shoes. You know, like you go to the market, you buy shoe, in less than a day, a week, a month, you see the shoe giving way because it was not properly produced. So people want to see where they produce it so that they can give them specification and they produce that meets to their taste and standard. So you see there's an increasing demand. That's why you see people are wanting to get the skill as well so that there will be more production outlets, you know, where these shoes can be produced.
Alright, it has been an exciting time hanging out with you today on Heritage. I'm actually learning how to pedal a machine. Alright, I'll be seeing you again next week for another exciting time on Heritage. It has been shoes all the way on your darling station with yours sincerely, Oloije Oikohai on Heritage. You have yourself a blessed day.